Hey, how's it going? Today is 12th of December, Thursday, and we're gonna be taking a look at a market, what kind of opportunities we can find, and all governance press releases. There might be some opportunities in today's video. We're gonna be taking a look at one, two, three, four, five different articles. Uh, I might know more about some areas rather than the other areas, but just having that understanding of what's happening would be important. We're gonna be taking a look at potential defense, some expenditure when it comes to research and development, perhaps trade and energy production, which is very expensive right now, right? First article, that would be UK secures 150,000 tons of fishing opportunities in negotiation with EU for 2025. That would be very important, as in perhaps prices of fish and or what kind of fish. Since previously there might be some opportunities that we were taking a look at, right? That would be UK fishing industry will have access to 150,000 tons of fishing opportunities following the consultation of annual fishing negotiations with the EU. And some of the bullet points have to be the UK fishing industry to benefit from 150,000 tons of fishing opportunities, 15,000 tons more than in 2024, so potential progression. Following negotiations with the EU, next part that would be 890 million in fishing opportunities secured for British fishing fleet, boosting growth. Okay, great. There's different processes, right? The for farm grown fish and all wild fishing, right? So perhaps there's different ways how some of that value can be extracted, right? I guess that's one way to define it. The agreement highlights all parties' continuing commitment to manage fishing sustainability, since many governments, perhaps in Asia or South Asia, water's been overfished, right? So sustainability, right, would be important. Let's take a look at this article. The UK fishing industry will have access to 150,000 tons of fishing opportunities, or 15,000 tons more than in 2024, following consultation of annual fishing negotiations with the EU. The agreement is worth up to 360 million for the industry. Okay. The following UK's trilateral agreement with the EU and Norway last week, which secure UK fisheries 290,000 tons of fishing opportunities in North Sea and all surrounding waters. This is on top of 280,000 tons worth around 240 million from catch limited agreement earlier in the year of widely distributed stocks with coastal states in the Northeast Atlantic. In total, this brings fishing opportunities secured for UK fleet in 2025 in the main negotiation forum T. 720,000 tons worth of 890 million based off historic landing price. Okay, I was still looking for what kind of fish, so what species, right? So it could be 4 or 5 different species, and perhaps no one's talking about salmon. Anyway, so that information that I'm looking for. But anyway, from these three negotiation forums, the UK has gained up to 120,000 tons more quota for 2025 annual negotiations. That it will have the EU member state. Okay, that's not good, I guess. UK approach negotiation sustainability has been at the heart of UK's approach to negotiation, pushing for decision based on the best value science to protect the key stock and also support the long-term viability of UK fishing industry. Advice from Science and International Council for Exploration of the Sea in the starting point of the K approach and or where possible catch limits has been set for within these advice levels. Economic and all social considerations are appropriately balanced alongside with scientific advice. I don't know this part usually. There's a lot of pushback when it comes to advices and influence of people are making those advices, so we don't know these details, right? The outcome of animal fishery negotiations will be published in the Secretary of State the termination of the fishing opportunities for British boats by the end of the year. Throughout the negotiation, UK government has worked closely with the developed governments to ensure the benefit of negotiations are spread around the UK. Overall, I like the industry. I see a lot of opportunities as well as that would be protein and omega 3, two very important ingredients for everyone's diet, right? I like the sector, but I don't know all these details of this agreement, right? Briefly, we can perhaps take a look at some information and all bullet points. That would be some of the notes, as well as perhaps we can close this particular article by taking a look at outcomes of UK-EU bilateral negotiation. That would be this deal set catch limits of around 70 total allocated catches. One trade agreement for non-quota stock, as well as other agreements on sea bass and all albacore. The agreement also commits the UK and EU to work together to provide more sustainable fisheries management, including for non-quota stock. The UK and EU agreement roll over of access agreement for 2005 to ensure continuous access to fishing and QS in EU waters. UK fleet landing for those stocks are historically worth around 30 million a year. We also agreed to roll over existing joint management measures and no increase within ICC advised some catches limited for sea bass as a rollover for cross agreement for surrounding North Sea and all albacore tuna. Okay, okay. I'm still looking for salmon. I don't know, there might be something within the 17 total, right? The spread with this negotiations concluded year sign off effective implementations of TCA since 2020, which has built on the collaboration efforts throughout CCF, right? Let's close on that. Let's progress. Let's take a look at the next article. Let's take a look at the next article. That would be 100 million public-private health research boost. Some of the sectors are not necessarily I would understand that well. I would understand if that would be engineering sector, right? And the engineering sector would be interested in launching 20 hubs to pursue some of the key areas when it comes to perhaps something that I was taking a look at yesterday, right? Materials, for example, right? I would understand it very well, and I would say 20 would be bare minimum. But when it comes to new clinical research, I don't understand it. Why do you need 20? So I'm just saying, right? That will be 20 new clinical research hubs to be set up across UK to accelerate research into next generation of treatments. I guess we can briefly take a look at that would be perhaps the entire structure, and there will be a lot of competitions where businesses can engage when it comes to perhaps even computers, right? High performance computers, and that could be part of those hubs and how some of those funds would be allocated, and how some of the businesses might be interested in entering into different agreements, right? But be careful before doing that. And read highly advisable read all the terms and conditions before entering into any of those, right? Once that been said, funded throughout 100 million of public-private investment from pharmaceutical companies boosting economic growth. New centers will shift research into the communities across the country, giving more people the chance to benefit from latest innovation treatments. I don't know. I'm just reading all this information, right? The entire sector, I don't know. It's a very debatable entire sector, but anyway. Patients across the UK will have greater access to cutting-edge treatment and all clinical trials as the government announces 100 million of public-private investment to set up 20 research hubs. 20 engineering hubs, I would be on board. Research into medical trials, those kind of things. I don't know. Commercial research delivery centers will have access to regional hubs for pioneering clinical trials, creating opportunities for test innovative new treatments with the latest equipment and our technology. They will establish all of four corners of the UK: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, right? These trials will build UK research delivery leadership into conditions across multi-specialist centers. This includes cancer, obesity, as well as infectious diseases. Just a quick note, right? When it comes to cancers, how long they've been researching cancer and how much progress was made. 20, 30, 40 years. Obesity. We know root causes of obesity and how some of those obesity problems been addressed to this point. Something that we reviewed just seconds ago, right? From younger age and the influence that even advertisement can have or younger kids, right? I don't know, adults, as well as infectious diseases. Perhaps there's some areas that myself I don't understand very well when it comes to infectious diseases. I know flu, I know similar diseases, right? But I hope it's not a waste of time and money having all these centers. But anyway, let's progress. Such as flu and no respiratory syncytial virus, will support the rapid setup of commercial studies so patients can benefit accessing treatment, undergoing trials, and or as early as possible, right? In support for 10-year health plan will shift clinical trials onto community settings, meaning those underserved regions will be better able to participate in research. This will boost access to new treatments in trial stage. Let's close on that. I don't understand this sector that well, right? There is some sectors that I do understand, and I guess it's great that they're investing. Perhaps there is a large demand, but I don't understand it. Let's progress. Let's take a look at next press release, something that we published today that the business secretary to meet defense CEOs and all encourage investment to see defense as a core engine for growth. Okay, we can take a look at it. Perhaps where a lot of spending would go and where that equipment would be purchased from. I don't know if it's accurate. I had read some of its articles that as of now, perhaps 86% or so, perhaps a little bit more, of all equipment would be manufactured within UK. Europe is currently in terrible situation when it comes to defense spending. Targets set within the next 6 or so years to reach 50% of all software and all hardware to be manufactured within the EU. So perhaps UK is performing compared to EU not that bad, right? Once that been said, roundtable from the key parts of the government pro-growth approach and no plan for change. But we today, the 12th of December, Business Secretary or Minister of Defense Procurement and All Industry here from defense industry hosting a CEO roundtable of driving investment into the sector. It will focus on navigating environmental, social, and all governance principles and how they can pose challenge for growth and or attracting investment. We're delivering a plan for change by driving investment and all reform to delivering growth. Today's roundtable will discuss how realistic and all economic potential of defense sector, the changing perceptions of it among investors, which is essential for kickstart economic growth and all provide great investment across the UK. There is a lot of structures and systems, and if UK would adapt something that US is doing when it comes to the sector, perhaps that's a part of a discussion without going too much into details. But anyway, today's roundtable will bring together CEOs from some of the UK's most prominent defense companies, as well as trade associations and UK's defense, financial services, and all manufacturing sectors, with reps from major UK investment banks. This comes as a week after Defense Secretary launched the government's defense industrial strategy by investing or inviting investors, innovators, industry, and or trade unions, giving their views on how to grow better and a more integrated, more innovative, and more resilient defense sector. Okay. It's something that we thought, or perhaps we can take a look at. I have it open already, but I don't know if this video one gonna be too long if we're gonna take a look at defense industrial strategy, right? As well as if we have an essay. There's so many actions already been taken. So I don't know if there we, as a general public, can have any say in that. But anyway, it forms a key or part of the business secretary commitment for pro-growth, pro-business approach, and all working together with the industry to unlock investment into UK's key growth sectors, creating high-quality jobs. Just to close this article, basically the government has identified defence as one of the 8 UK's growth sectors in upcoming industrial strategy will provide prioritize for driving investment, supporting the plan for change ambitious. This is important opportunity for business secretary to hear from industry leaders on the challenge they face. Okay, okay. Anyway, he will also seek views on the government can work together with them to help boost investment and tackle change such as access to finance, investment, and build and reputation. But anyway, so great, great. We can perhaps take a look at defense industrial strategy statement of intent. Perhaps it's something that we can take a look at. It's very long and we not necessarily would have enough time. But that would be perhaps some of the key interests in industry, and there might be options of presenting a lot of projects, and perhaps there would be consultation that government can start, and during this consultation, a lot of people can submit a lot of projects. It just if they actually looking to do something or they asking to do something and they looking to start conversations and actually not looking to do anything. You know what I mean? Anyway, that is the strategic aim. The strategic aim of government's new defense industrial strategy is to make sure that imperatives of national security as a high growth economy are aligned a better defense sector that it's fit for the future will boost the prosperity of our people, providing resilience and self-reliance for our nation, and ensuring the credibility of our defense contributes fully in the government's number one mission to drive UK's economic growth. We will grow better, more integrated, more innovative, and more resilient defense sector. Would that suggest that they will follow US example of how they look into grow this industry? The people perhaps who have done their homework would understand what I'm saying by saying US model, right? Anyway, better, more integrated, more innovative, more resilient. Most likely they would follow US model. And the last article that would be important to take a look at that would be Hitachi small modular reactors completes first step of design assessment, which would be very important, in particular when it comes to prices, right? Energy prices, and if we take a look at industry, something that we were taking a look at just moments ago, that would be a lot of the cost of producing anything and all running a lot of systems, right? It would be one of the major cost energy prices, right? And this project, just to mention the one, would need to succeed, right? Well, that would be GDA process enables regulators to begin assessing the safety, security, and safeguarding environmental aspects of the new nuclear power station design and early stage of the regulatory process. Its entire subject is very debatable. We weren't going to touch on that, other than perhaps great. There might be opportunities when it comes to purchasing electricity at a better rate compared to where things are right now, right? Briefly, right, we would just close the article. I haven't read the entire article, but they're going into very technical, so it's not necessary for everyone. I guess it's very technical work and all this entire document, the way how it's published. To make it perhaps a little bit more interesting, I know anyway this video is going to be too long. We take a look at the energy sector and prices of electricity to produce anything, and even run some of the software. It would take so much electricity, right? So we're just taking a look at how to reduce that cost and how many projects might be up there, right? That really Hitachi has launched new GDA website where they publish details information about its design and all public comment process. Okay, the public comments process enable anyone to submit comments and all questions about the reactor design or no company for its response. Regulators say that the questions and its response were relevant, use these to help inform the assessment throughout the rest of GDA process. I don't know. I had so many chances of engage with different partners. It's good that they have this opportunity. Perhaps we can reach out and say hi. But again, I don't know much about this company, right? Perhaps that will be process, right? Saying hi and reach out to people at first instance. We need to determine who are the people running some of those initiatives, right? From their progress, where those initiatives would be established, would that be Gloucestershire? Most likely. And how we can help them to succeed, right? Since we were taking a look at 20 different hubs for medical research centers, right? Perhaps we should have 20 centers for energy centers, how we can reduce cost and or optimize process for health and safety. Perhaps that would be a way of engaging with partners. But anyway, Hitachi Nuclear Energy is receiving some of the funding for its own cost and all these of regulators of GDA from government's Future Nuclear Enabling Fund program. Separately, they have been selected by Great British Nuclear to advance the next phase of small modular reactors competitions to identify technologies to be included in UK's nuclear program. Hitachi applied for a two-step GDA, which is expected to complete in December 2025. At the end of Step 2, the regulators will publish Step 2 GDA statements indicating that the level of confidence where the design can be potentially be built, operated, and or decommissioned in England, Wales in a way that it's safe, secure, and protected the environment. Decommissioning, it's completely different initiative that with the NDA, and we have recently hired or made funds available for 5 professionals in decommissioning, right? So as of now, we're looking at production, different part of development. But anyway, let's close on that. If there is a process, perhaps some people can consider how to support some of these projects up there. Let's close on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.